Hello, Mr. Beck. My name is Santiago, and I'm the one who posted this.
The radicals that you in Washington have co-opted and brought in wearing sheep's clothing change the pose. You get the ends. You've been using them? They believe in communism. They believe and have called for revolution. You're going to have to shoot them in the head. But warning, they may shoot you.
Then from the land arose a hue and cry. Oh my God, Glenn Beck didn't say that. He must have been taken out of context. So your people posted this. There's a video going around called Glenn Beck Shoot Him in the Head. Video clip found in which someone is trying to convince people that Glenn Beck is encouraging his audience to take up arms against the government. The clip was taken out of context, perhaps in an attempt to convince others that Glenn Beck or other conservative hosts might have played a role in motivating Jared Loughner to shoot the congresswoman in Arizona. Well, here's what Glenn really said. Now listen to this. As you watch, to clarify now, as you watch, note that you refers to the leftist politicians in Washington and their pals in the media, and they refers to the radical leftist friends who, Beck warns, actually believe there must be a violent revolution. Now remember violent revolution in this context video that he posted. And if they don't get what they want, they may start one. A violent revolution, said so in the preface.
Just because you in Washington and you who are so out of touch with life in the media, just because you don't believe in something doesn't mean nobody else does. We do. You know why you're so confused by this show? It's because I believe in something. You don't. Tea parties believe in small government. We believe in returning to the principles of our founding fathers. We respect them. We revere them. Shoot me in the head before I stop talking about the founders. Shoot me in the head. If you try to change our government, I will stand against you. And so will millions of others. We believe in something. You in the media and most in Washington don't. The radicals that you in Washington have co-opted and brought in wearing sheep's clothing change the pose. You get the ends. You've been using them? They believe in communism. They believe and have called for revolution. You're going to have to shoot them in the head. But warning, they may shoot you. They're dangerous because they believe. Karl Marx is their George Washington. You will never change their mind. And if they feel you've lied to them, they're revolutionaries. Nancy Pelosi, those are the people you should be worried about.
Yes, Mr. Beck, context does matter. But so does content. You kind of cut that your video off there at the end, trailed off, and you didn't finish your statement, your rant, so to speak. So I'm going to go ahead and let the rest of the people see what you said.
Nancy Pelosi, those are the people you should be worried about. Here's my advice. When you're dealing with people who believe in something that strongly, you take them seriously. You listen to their words, and you believe that they will follow up with what they say. Didn't we learn that lesson from Osama bin Laden? I heard his warning in 1998. I said on the air at the time, listen to him. We didn't listen. We didn't listen to the revolutionaries in Germany, the revolutionaries in Russia or Venezuela or Cuba. No, no, no. They all have one thing in common. They have all called for revolution. They want to overthrow our entire system of government, and their words say it. Why won't you believe it?
So you tell us that we need to listen to those people who believe they're going to do what they say they're going to do. So let's take a look at what you said earlier in the show, just before the clip. Take it away.
Because you in Washington and you who are so out of touch with life in the media, just because you don't believe in something doesn't mean nobody else does. We do. You know why you're so confused by this show? It's because I believe in something. You don't. Tea Parties believe in small government. We believe in returning to the principles of our founding fathers. We respect them. We revere them. Shoot me in the head before I stop talking about the founders. Shoot me in the head. If you try to change our government, I will stand against you. And so will millions of others. We believe in something. You in the media and most in Washington don't.
Wow, that was really something. You really believe in something, don't you, Mr. Beck? Should we all be afraid of you? Are you going to take out a gun and shoot us? Are your people going to? I certainly hope not. But that's what you were telling all the rest of the nation. The people who believe, just in the clip before, people who believe you need to be afraid of. Well, what I heard, you truly believe. Then you went on to say this.
As you will learn on Founding Fridays, this Friday, we're talking about James Madison. Here's what you'll learn. The Revolution of 1776 was a picnic compared to what the revolutionaries of today would like to do. It's not a lot of fun. Usually millions of people die. But I'm glad to see our politicians will co-opt those people so they can have power. Fundamental transformation. It's what America is going through right now. And the progressives, the Marxist revolutionary progressives, are still not happy. I'm going to show you the beginning of that civil war inside the Democratic Party next.
Did I hear that right? Millions will die in a revolution. You then went on, Mr. Beck, to address the shoot him in the head video on your radio show. You talked about whoever posted this video did not believe in truth, justice, and the American way. I have you know I'm 5 generations American, one of the founding families in the Southwest. But you seem fit to judge other people. And there's that old saying, judge not lest ye be judged. Well, you judged the poster. Oh, I was taken out of context. What you heard wasn't what I meant. Well, let's listen to your lengthy explanations about each word and nuance of the famous shoot him in the head video. Take it away.
I would like to play, this is an article on the front page of The Blaze today. Did Glenn Beck really tell his audience to shoot people in the head? This is a new video clip that is the worst of the worst. This is the left and those who don't care about truth, honor, or justice at all, and will do anything they have to do to discredit, dishonor, and inflame.
They don't even try to hide it anymore.
Don't try.
It's so blatant.
This is so easy to explain. First, I want to show you the clip, or play it for you on audio, and I want you to hear what I said, because it's pretty damning. It's really, really damning. Do you know when this is from, Stu?
Yeah, I think it's June 10th, 2010.
June 10th.
Being passed around the internet like crazy right now.
Okay, I'm not going to give you any context. I'm going to show you, we're going to just play the clip that is being passed around the internet, which then is inflaming people to say how dangerous I am and you got to stop him and everything else. Listen to the clip as it's being circulated on the internet now from the left. Here it is.
You in Washington have co-opted and brought in wearing sheep's clothing. Change the pose. You get the ends. You've been using them?
No, this is not
They
the right clip.
believe in communism. They believe and have called for revolution. You're going to have to shoot them in the head. But warning, they may shoot you.
So you told your audience they're going to have to go shoot people in the head, or they might shoot you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow, that's controversial, Glenn. Why would you say that?
Okay.
You incited people to violence.
Let me give you the context. The context. If you look at the full video, or if you read the transcript, which is now available at glennbeck.com,
or at theblaze.com.
I'm sorry, theblaze.com. You will see that the word "you" refers to the leftist politicians in Washington and the people in the media on the left. And the they, refers to radical leftist friends. In this clip, I am warning, that they, the revolutionaries, that have been co-opted by the politicians and the media, they actually believe and have called for a violent revolution. They believe it. And I was warning last summer, if they feel betrayed, if they feel like you've been lying to them, you've been using them, they'll kill you. They'll kill you because they believe in something.
And we know that because they've said it in their own words.
Yes.
They have said they wanted violence, and now that they think they have someone on their side, if that person lets them down, you're in danger too, and they've said that.
Listen to the transcripts. Just because you in Washington, and you who are so out of touch with life in the media, just because you don't actually believe in anything doesn't mean nobody else does. We do. Millions. You know why you're confused by this show? It's because I believe in something. You don't. Tea Partiers believe in small government. We believe in returning to the principles of our founding fathers. We respect them. We revere them. Shoot me in the head before I stop talking about the founders. Shoot me in the head if you try to change our government. I will stand against you, and so will millions of others.
What if there was a crazy person that just heard that part?
I know. And I'm calling violence on myself.
You. On yourself.
On myself.
There could have been a crazy person who just heard that.
Right. We believe in something.
That's a great point.
You in the media and most in Washington don't. The radicals that you in Washington have co-opted and brought in wearing sheep's clothing change the pose. You will get the ends. The ends justify the means. You will get the ends. You've been using them. They believe in communism. They believe it. And they have called for a revolution. You, meaning the politicians, you are going to have to shoot them in the head. But warning, they may shoot you. They are dangerous because they believe. Karl Marx is their George Washington. You'll never change their mind. And if they feel you've lied to them, they're revolutionaries. Nancy Pelosi, these are the people you should be worried about.
You say right there, you're not talking to your audience. You're talking about revolutionary communist activists who have called for a violent overthrow of the government, and you're saying you believe them.
You're saying you believe them, that they actually really do want a violent overthrow of the government. And don't play them. Don't bring them in. Don't lie to them. I mean, if you're part of it, if you believe in a violent revolution, when push comes to shove, when the Constitution plays, when elections matter, when things are overturned because the people say, okay, I'm done with you guys, they are not leaving peacefully. That's when they'll look at you because you brought them into the fold. That's when they'll look at you in their office, in your office, and they'll say, well, the people don't know. I know, but the people have spoken. The people don't know what the hell they're talking about. And that's where it goes wrong because they're not leaving. They were going to do it your way, the progressive way. This is the argument that the progressives had with the communists in the first place. 100 years ago, communists are progressives, and they're like, no, you guys are crazy. You want a revolution. Why? During the progressive era with Woodrow Wilson, were the communists bombing here in America, in Seattle and Baltimore? Why? Why would they do that? Because there was a fundamental disconnect. They both believe in despotism. They both believe they're the enlightened ones, just like Nazis believe they're enlightened. But it's all despotism. They will control because they are the enlightened ones. And they split with the communists because they said, you want a revolution. Just like in 1917, you want a revolution. No, that's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to change history, is to dumb people down, is to use propaganda. Edward Bernays is here. We don't have to have the bloodshed. We'll just have everybody, we'll do it piece by piece. Revolutionaries said, no, we want it now. And that's why they were shunned. But now, they're co-opting everybody. The progressive movement is co-opting everybody. People who don't agree with each other. People who believe in violent revolution and death camps. Bill Ayers talked about death camps. That there will have to be 12 million, was it 12 or 20 million people? 25 million. 25 million people that are just going to have to be, they're just going to have to be exterminated because they'll never turn. When I said you're going to have to shoot me in the head, I mean that you're going to have to take me to one of your death camps because I'll never shut up. I'll never stop. Never. Never, never, never. If it means you take me to the, I hope I have the courage that Bonhoeffer had. If that ever would happen, I would hope I would have the Bonhoeffer courage. I don't know until you would ever, God forget, none of us do until you would get there. That's what I meant. I believe man can rule himself. I believe anyone who takes away those rights and tries to rule over men is evil. I don't care how you package it. You package it through God, through the right, or through, communism on the left. Fascism, it doesn't matter. It's evil. And I will continue to speak out against it. And I warn anyone, for as determined as I am, I'm not calling for revolution. I'm begging people to wake up, especially in the media, and start exposing those who are calling for revolution. Because they are serious. They're serious. And I am begging for the people that listen to me to educate themselves and enlighten themselves so you can stand. If God forbid any of this stuff happens, you can stand. And you can stand and be a peacemaker. You can stand and be a shelter. You can stand and educate somebody. No, over here. Somebody must preserve our values and our principles. And the American experiment. You must preserve it. I'm in preservation mode, gang. And I don't mean, like, just hold it all together. Nope. I'm in you know what? I feel like this audience, in many ways, we're the National Archives. We're the living National Archives. When there comes a problem, sure, let the Department of Defense do whatever the Department of Defense does. We are to be the vaults. Our children are to be the vaults. When we were afraid of a ground zero strike by Russia, we installed vaults in it. They tell me now, they won't even explain it. They tell me now it's much more sophisticated than this. Those documents went down into the ground and shot down into a vault where a gigantic steel door closed down over them. So even if everything in Washington was incinerated, 1,000 years from now, somebody could open up those vaults and they would find those documents and they would see what we were trying to do and it could restart our society. That's what I'm asking from this audience. Be a vault for the truth. You know, when someone sends a video around like this, it's, edited Alan Grayson style or Shirley Sherrod style, and they try to get, that it is Shirley Sherrod. Oh, totally. But it's one of those things that, a lot of, people who listen say, oh, I can't believe what, they're trying to take down Glenn like that and everything else. And all that's true, but people say everything about, you and the show and whatever. We get through that. But I think it's almost more important to realize what the person editing that video thinks of the people who are going to be watching it. They are convinced that the American people are so dumb that they won't do 5 seconds of research to figure out what you were talking about. And wait, they're editing for their people. For their people. It'd be like, for me, mm-hmm. I tell you all the time, I will not waste your time. I ask you, do your own homework. They cannot ask you to do that, because the second you do, they are exposed. So it's not just what they think of the American people, it's what they know of their own followers. They're ranchers, and their own people are cattle. That's why they're saying, rise up. That's why they're saying, feel your anger. It's your boss that did this to you. If you've done soul searching, if you really want to, if you want to lash out in anger, idiots can do that. Nut jobs and idiots can do that. If you want to solve any problem, it requires introspection and what really happened and what role did I play in that. I will tell you, as I did with Meredith Vieira on the Today Show. Have I made mistakes? Yes, I've made mistakes. I told her afterwards, she said to me, we were getting off on the set, she said, I don't understand, how can you possibly, and she just kept going. And I said, Meredith, 7 years ago, I didn't get it. 7 years ago, I'm still doing comedy. I'm still doing some comedy today. But I didn't get it. I didn't realize how fragile this country would be in 7 years. What I should have said is, I didn't hear you or anyone else in the media talking about 4 years ago the things that I'm talking about today. But did I make mistakes? You damn right I did.
Oops, sorry, I had to take a shower after that load of crap. Mr. Beck, you said you've made mistakes in the past. Why not admit this one? Very simple. Sorry I said it. Won't do it again. Is that so hard? But no, you go to your blog called The Blaze and make excuses and disseminate misinformation about how you didn't say what you did say, and what you were really trying to say was this and that, and it was all hypothetical. But you said it. And your whole context, your whole premise, you come across like it's some kind of original idea that you have observed from your keen insights in your worldly experience. Well, something, I heard all this stuff coming out of you, and I said, man, I remember that. Somebody came to the door and handed me a pamphlet. And I did some research on it, and I found out you got your idea from a cartoon, a comic strip. So I'm going to show that to the people right now, and to you. And you can comment on it all you want on your radio show. You can deny it. Sure sounds like your story. Let me run it by the people right now. cartoon, Mr. Beck? You're selling the nation on a cartoon? Whoa. Well, it's getting dark. It's getting late. So I leave you with your new motto. I know you believe you understand what you think I said, but I'm not sure you realize that what you heard is not what I meant. To close out the show here, I'll leave you with another little tune, one that I did heavily edit, and one that I'm sure you'll enjoy. Till next time, Mr. Beck.
Get off my phone! Get off my phone, you little pinhead! I don't care! You people don't care about the trillions! Get off my phone! Get off my phone! Get off my phone! Get off my phone! I'm gonna lose my mind! 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 I'm gonna lose my mind!